Use the power.
Awesome. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on the time you are joining us. My name is Iyamo Yawale, and this is the House of Wisdom YouTube channel. We are sorry to be coming late because we had some technical hitches, but we are glad we could do this with Ogochukwu Okolocha, a personal finance evangelist, this afternoon. And by the way, this is another edition of our Make 2024 Count, Make Your Life Count webinar series. And as we have been mentioning, even in the promotion before this event, we told you that money is life. And if you mishandle money, you are very prone to mishandling your life. Money is important, and we are grateful to have an expert in the house in the person of Ogochukwu Okolocha. And before he speaks to us, I want to quickly do a short introduction of our speaker this afternoon. So Ogochukwu is a personal finance evangelist who is passionate about sharing financial education. He has been doing that for over 2 years, but he himself has been actively investing for 5 years. And the main people that he deals with are the millennials and the Gen Z. And we are grateful that that is the market we are also serving as a ministry. We serve young adults, and they include the millennials, the Gen Zs, and also the Gen Alphas. And so we are super grateful to have an expert in house. He is the visionary founder of the Money Lessons and ML community. I actually met him via his newsletter. He has an email newsletter, and I followed that newsletter to his Instagram. He's got loads of useful stuff for you on Instagram, and his handle is Money Lessons 247. Please do give him a follow. And through the ML community, he has helped many individuals manage their money effectively and build a diversified portfolio. He's happily married to Ifunanya Okolocha, and they both have a son. We are grateful to have Mr. Ogochukwu Okolocha in-house, and I want to say welcome to the House of Wisdom YouTube channel, sir.
Thank you, Yabo. I'm excited to be here. Every time I have opportunity to share with young people how they can manage their money better, it's a thing of joy for me, because I figured out that the generation before ours, the boomers and the Gen X, they didn't know much about how to manage their money. They were just living life based on how it comes. But thank God, some of us are now knowledgeable, and we can spread this financial sense to all home and dry. So it's a beautiful time here today for me, and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Ogo, for making out the time to do this. I know you could have been anywhere else. I know you're a busy person, but out of no time, you made our time to join us. And also, we want to thank you, our audience, for joining us this afternoon. Wherever you're watching us from, do type in the chat box. Let's know so we can give you a warm welcome. As you rightly know, we are big on community, and transformation is at the heart of what we do. And so let's know where you're watching us from, and also type your questions in the chat box. Ogo will attend to them shortly. But before he does answer your questions, I will leave the floor for him to talk about the main topic for today, which is the 5 money mistakes to avoid in 2024. And so, Ogo, over to you. I will leave the floor. I'm still around, but I want you to face our audience and talk to them face to face. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not sure how long I have, because if you don't give me a time, I could speak for Nancy.
I understand that this is your fault, and you should do like 30 minutes.
Okay, great. So I'll work within that time. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. And that's if you're joining us from Nigeria. I'm based in the city of Lagos. So it's good to talk to us about 5 money mistakes to avoid. You know, when I started talking about money, my family, in fact, my mom was always like, my dad was always saying, what is it this guy always talking about on Facebook, on Instagram? And they didn't understand what I was talking about. And that is because, like I said earlier, most of our parents and even the people before our parents, they didn't have the opportunity to learn about money. And so they didn't understand what I was talking about maybe some 2 years ago. But recently, my mom drew my attention to the fact that even my dad now attends some of my, live events, because I hold several series of live events, Facebook, Instagram, Google Meet, Zoom, and the likes. And they thank me for doing this, that if they had people in their own generation tell them how to manage their money, they would have been better off today, because we have some people in their 60s asking for job. Imagine somebody at 60, who should have retired already, enjoying with his family, but because he didn't plan for retirement, is now having to look for a job to sustain his income at 60 plus. And that is what my mom was telling me. So that you are here today, you should be excited, because you're going to be learning simple things that it is supposed to be done by us, but because we're not knowledgeable about it, we take them for granted. So what you'll be hearing today is not anything out of the box. It's not something that you may have heard it before, actually. But one thing I've come to understand, that personal finance is more of behavior than knowledge. In fact, 90% personal finance, how you behave with your money, is more about your behavior and not knowledge. So you could have knowledge, but still be behaving terribly. And that's why it's good you year and year and year, to the point where the knowledge or the information becomes part of your subconscious, such that you don't even need to go back to a book to read to see what to do with your money. You already know what to do with your money at all times. And that is where every one of us has to be, so that we can attain either financial freedom, financial independence, or retire early. Right. So there are 5 money mistakes that you need to avoid this year. At the beginning of this year, first thing I did was to host a goal setting workshop where I had some members of my community attend, and I'm very big on it. And number one is not setting smart goals. So when you do not set goals for your life, right, you have no direction. So imagine in a football pitch, there are no goalposts. You have 22 players just running up and down. What is now the essence of the 90 minutes allocated to them to play that ball? So you see that setting goals is very important. That is why, aside just setting goals, because I know every year, beginning of the new year, many of us are ambitious, we are optimistic. In fact, we go to this our watch night, what they call crossover nights, with so much expectation, so much ginger. Some of us, we, sow dangerous seed, we yield to prophecies, we're celebrating, optimistic. We get to January 1st, we have New Year resolutions, and just before the month ends, those resolutions are gone. And the reason is that they are not smart. So for your New Year resolutions to become obtainable at the end of the year, you have to make them smart. So smart goals, your goals must be specific, must be measurable, must be attainable, must be realistic, and what? Time bound. So like I told you earlier, the football match, you have 22 players inside, it's fixed. So it's specific that only 22 people can be on a football pitch at a given time. And also, they have, some other guidelines. Is it attainable that they can score? Yes, the goalpost is big enough, and anybody that can get close to shoot can score. But also, there's a time allocated to it, 90 minutes. If they exceed the 90 minutes, they call for extra time. The extra time finishes, they call for penalty shootout. One of the reasons why some of us were not able to attain our 2023 goals was because they were not smart. Continues to go on. So that goal that you have this year, you have to ring fence it. For me personally, I have goals for each quarter. Quarter one is almost ending. In a few days' time, quarter one is gone. Quarter two, I already have goals I've set already. And I ensure that I finish or I tackle those goals within that quarter. That's how it will be. So if you say this year, I want to start a business, if you do not say the month you're going to start that business on paper, if you not start planning for it, you will just keep procrastinating. That's why a lot of us, we wonder, how did 2023 come and go? Because he had no goals. There was no boundary to which you should make those thoughts, would I say expectations, a reality. So if you have not set any goals for the year already, it's not too late. You still have about 9 months to go. Go back to the drawing board. And for starters, if your goals is not on paper, that is not a goal. It's a mere wish. Your goal must be clearly written down on paper, because as you write your goal, it will not be clear to you, is this thing achievable, is this obtainable, is even relevant. The arrow in SMART goal means relevant, because sometimes we do some things that are not relevant to where we're going to. Somebody was asking me in the ML community yesterday that he wants to go for, not to further his studies, was asking us in general group, should it go for MBA or he should go for something relating to his core discipline? I was like, what do you want to get at the end of the day? Do you want more money or you want to become an academician? So if you want to become an academician, go and study your core, so I think that was English and linguistics or so. Or if you want to make more money, you have to look at something that will give you an advantage in the market. So after this session today, go back and sit down. What are those goals you want to achieve this year? Are they relevant? Because sometimes we can get busy. Many of us are busy with so many things that are not going to help us to grow financially. We go out in the morning, come back in the afternoon, go out in the evening, come back. We are busy, but we are busy unto nothingness because our goals are not smart. Number two is not having a financial plan. You know, Europeans would say failure to plan is planning to fail. Plan your ways. When the Bible talks about it, plan your ways and direct your steps. If you make no plan for your life, other people will make use of your time and money, because planning is not just time, it's money. Many people do not understand that the outcome of your 2024 is largely dependent on how you use your time and money. And I said it at the beginning of the year, some people were like, you know, why I say so? And I'll say it again here. Not your pastors, not your imams, not your spiritual fathers or whatever means of pathway you have to God is going to make your 2024 successful. It's how you use your time and money. So prayers is good, nice to do those things. Fasting, nice to do those things. Studying the Quran or the Bible, nice to do those things. But what we actually determine if you're going to have a great year is having a financial plan. So your financial plan could be that this year you want to get a new job. Now, making it a plan will not tell you that you need to prepare your CV, because some people who are looking for jobs, we don't have CVs. We are praying, expecting that our uncle somewhere will call us to send CV. But even the CV, when it is sent, it's not good enough. So prepare your CV for the market, right? That is one. Two is that if you know you want to look for a job this year, you want to change your job this year, you need to be applying for jobs. People get to say there are no jobs in Nigeria and all that. That is nonsense. Where I work, every month people are being employed. Everywhere else. I just contacted one of my subordinates recently, one of my business, that she should send out a notice for recruitment. And the least I'm going to pay that person, the person joins us, is about 60 or more. So there are jobs, but it's just that you're not going about it the right way. So if you know this year you want to get a job, prepare your CV and start shooting out. Have a minimum target. So that is part of the plan. Every month, how many CVs, how many applications do I want to apply? Most people that get big jobs, all these fancy organizations and co, if they tell you how many applications they sent out, you will not believe. The problem many of us is that we say we want to get a new job this year, we send out 5 applications and we give up. No, you can't give up. Until you get the results that you want, you have to keep chasing it. So if at the beginning of the year, you make it a plan that you'll be sending 10 applications every month, you won't give up because a plan. You already know that there's a likelihood that in the first 3 months, I may not get the job I desire, but I will still keep applying. The same thing with your business. If you know this year you want to increase your sales revenue, then you now know that in your plan for the year, you need to upscale your marketing. You may need to employ somebody that knows how to do Facebook ads and so on. This year, maybe you want to invest more than last year. Maybe you have not been investing before and say, oh, this year I'll start investing. Then you need to attend investing webinars or meet somebody that is knowledgeable about investing to guide you to start investing. If you just say that I'm going to invest this year and you don't make any plans compared to last year, the same thing will happen. This year will come and go and nothing's going to change about your finances. The only way you can cause a change in your finances this year is by taking action. So I already told you about your career, how to take action, about your business, take action. Some of us, we have business places, we don't have signages. As simple as a signage can bring more customers to your business. As simple as creating a Facebook page, an Instagram page. I wonder, millionaires, some millionaires and Gen Zs that are business owners don't have a simple Facebook page. All they do is post on their WhatsApp status. And they are wondering their business is not growing. How can your business grow when you are posting to the same 500 contacts you had since 2014? It can't grow. You have to go and use digital tools, Facebook, Instagram, and co, so that more people can reach out to your business. The more reach you have, the more leads you have. The more leads you have, the more sales. Simple. Number 3 is not budgeting. Now, if you're not able to plan, if you're not able to have a financial plan, automatically you can budget, because it is your financial plan that you will now know what to do with your money, because your budget is just telling you how to spend your money before you spend it. Many of us don't plan how our money should be spent. We have been taught that God will take care of tomorrow. No doubt, yes, but you must plan. Joseph had a dream that there was going to be 7 years of famine and 7 years of harvest. I always tell people that Nigeria had its own 7 years of harvest, and now we are in 7 years of famine. So who did not save and invest is going to suffer. Who did not learn high income skills that will bring more money to the pocket will suffer this period. So Joseph planned. So the talk that God will take care of tomorrow is a poverty mentality talk. You need to make deliberate approach with your money and your time. So you have to budget. If you're a salary earner, whatever amount of money you receive every month, you have to decide how much to go for your living expenses, those things that you must spend money on: electricity, rent, food, transportation. Those essential things you must allocate. I usually say for people that are just starting out, if you are young, maybe you're not married, good for you. That means you can be spending anything around 40 to 50% of your income on these essential needs. Then another 20% can be for charity, donations to church, or black tax if you have dependents from your extended family, and co. You must be able to save and invest 30% as a Gen Z and a millennial, because as you grow older, your family will expand. Your family expanding meaning you're going to have more children, and if you're not married already, you get married. If you're not able to save and invest 30% of your income now that you're single or married without children, you're not going to be able to do it as you get more money. I see many people say, my finances would improve when I get more money. No, it doesn't automatically mean that. I know many people that they earn more that I earn today, but they are in more debts than I am myself. So if you are already careless with how you spend money, the more money you get, the more careless you will be. If you are one that is living above your means, you earn 300K per month, but you are using Uber to go to everywhere you go to, there's no way you're not going to have financial chaos. So you must budget, regardless of how small your income is. Budget every month in percentages. Remember, I did not say amounts. Based on the income that you receive every month, allocate different percentage to it every month, even before the income arrives. That's why some of us were not able to save. Now, the next one is not saving. The reason why you're not able to save because you do not budget. So many of us, what we do and what we're taught by our parents is to save what is left. No, you don't save what is left. You save first and spend the rest. That's how it's done. If you check, even scripture supports it. Look at the 7 years of harvest and 7 years of famine. They first had to save. They saved. That's how every other nation around the world was able to come to Egypt in the time of harvest, in the time of famine, because they saved massively. Many of us are suffering in Nigeria today, some of us in our 40s and late 30s, because we did not save. We had our years of plenty harvest. Our business was booming. We're sending our children on vacation every quarter, buying all the fancy bags and fancy shoes. My phone cannot stand on the table, so you change your phone to iPhone 15 so it can stand on the table. Spending money on things that you do not need. And now you're complaining, Agbado, Agbado. Save. I said it last year that this year was going to be tough. Some people say I'm prophesying doom. No, it's not prophecy. It's just how it's going to be for now because of the kind of people that we have in our leadership. Is it going to be like that forever? No. But in these times, you must save because next year can even be worse than this year. So as much as you can, save. Reduce spending on things that are nice to have. Time will come for those things. Now is survival period. Focus on essential things. If you are one that is always eating out, stop eating out. Start eating inside. If you are one that is always going shopping for new bags and shoes every month, stop that habit now. Stop trying to impress people that are already broke. They don't even care. You are the one that think that they care. You don't need to live your life to impress anybody because that's how you're going to be able to save. To save means that you're going to say no to a lot of things. Say no to Owambe. Every weekend Owambe or partying with friends, hanging out to the club, having drinks with your colleagues. And so I'm not saying don't have fun, but plan it. I already told you 20% of your income should be for those nice to have things. Once you exceed that quota of your budget for the month, stop there. That's why sometimes when some of my friends call me to hang out, I go there and I spend money. I don't complain. See, some of them complaining, Ogochukwu, this is expensive. I don't complain because it's within my budget for the month. So you have to plan. As you plan your savings, plan your enjoyment. Yes, plan your enjoyment. Know that this month I can only go out 4 times for social activities. Once you don't reach 4, don't go again. You will not die. That is how you ensure financial discipline. All right. The last but not the least is not investing. Now, some of us that have been working for a while, maybe working for 5 years, 10 years. Truth is that the only way you can retire early and comfortably is by investing. Your pension can never be enough. If you doubt me, go and find out from people that are already retired now in their 60s. They are calling their parents, their children, I beg, send me money for airtime. I will always say I will not be that kind of parent. I'll be calling my child for data. What they will do, maybe send me on vacation to go enjoy my wife. Not for data, not for essential things. If you plan now with the income that you're having today, when you retire at 60, if you are in a 8 to 5, right? The rest 30 years of your life, you'll be able to take care of it. That thought that you grow up, take care of your children take care of you is poverty mentality. It's not supposed to be so. I did not hear in the scripture that Isaac took care of Abraham or Jacob took care of Isaac or Joseph took care of Jacob. I know hear that. I did not read it. We are still praying to tomorrow as believers that Abraham blesses our mind, meaning he was wealthy until death. The mindset that you make money in your youthful age and retire poor is not normal. It's not normal. What is normal is that you make money and accumulate money and grow it and retire wealthy. That's how it should be. And that's how you can unlock generational wealth. What we do in Africa and essentially in Nigeria is to unlock generational poverty. So some of our parents work in civil service, work in customs, work in aviation, work in port authority, made a lot of money, and now their children need to take care of them because they lavished all the money, threw everything away, parties here and there, traveling up and down. No money was kept. If you do not want to live the way some of our parents are living today, you have to be deliberate with the income that you have. You have to start now. Don't say I will save later. Later will never come. Remember, I told you at the beginning that if you do not start saving now that you're young with less responsibilities, when your family expands, when you start having children, education is expensive. Some of us that went to private university, think about it. Schools like Covenant now is about 2-point-something million. Imagine 5 years from now, maybe to around 5 million. So start thinking, what am I doing now to be able to afford my children's school fees? If you're not doing anything now to make that possible, it means that by that time, you'll be living from hand to mouth. And if you start living from hand to mouth during the active years of your children, at 60, you'll be nothing left. So now that you're young, don't mind people gyrating that this is time to enjoy your money. You say lie, you see, when you get to 60 to 90, long die. Now, sit down with people that are old to tell you, especially people that are not business owners. Business owners, they can work whenever they like because it's their business. If you're working in a corporate organization, one day HR will send you a mail, sorry guys, or sorry, you have to leave. What do you do at that time? Is that time you have to start planning? It's already too late. So now is the time you have to start planning for life after 60. Start saving and start investing the smart way. All right, so this is it. I hope that I've been able to make use of the time allocated to me very well. So now I can take questions if you have any. Thank you, Yabo, for having me.
Thank you so much, Ogo. I enjoyed what you said, and actually I was writing. Personally, I wrote notes, and if you're also on this live stream, I hope you are noting down certain things, because he said something at the beginning that I want to reiterate, and the fact that we have to constantly expose ourselves to this information so that it will sink into us. It will become a part of us. It's not just a one-off thing. And that was why I gave you his handle on Instagram, Money Lessons 247. Go and follow him. He posts loads of useful stuff on investing so that you can better your life, you can better your finances. So thank you for joining us, Comfortable. Happy coming here. That's what you typed in the chat box. If you're also on the live stream, do let us know where you're watching from. And if you've got questions, please type in the chat box so Ogo can attend to them before he leaves us. But while we're waiting for your questions, I'd like to give you a second to subscribe to the House of YouTube channel, House of Wisdom YouTube channel. Just hit subscribe. Like I usually say, it takes less than a minute to do that. Sorry. It takes less than a minute to do that, so you can become a part of this family where we want to make our lives count. We want to make 2024 count. Definitely 2025 will also count. But like Ogo said, you got to be deliberate. You got to be intentional. It's not about time. God will do it. God will do it. We always say that down here, and it marvels me. God will not do what you can do. God will do what you cannot do. And so what you can do is to be deliberate. Sit down, plan your finances, work on yourself, invest your money, invest your time wisely so that you can have something good to say at the end of 2024, because we are rooting for you. We are waiting for your testimony. We are waiting for you to come and say 2024 was the greatest year I've ever lived, because I was part of the Make 2024 Count webinar series. And like I always say, it's a movement right now. It's a movement right now. And so if you want to make your life count this year, this is a channel to be on. Now, Ogo, I want to ask a quick question, because I followed everything you said, and you said something that struck me at the beginning. I actually had it as a question, but you put it in another way. And you said that financial freedom is more about behavior than knowledge. I was actually going to ask you that what is the mindset we need for financial freedom? But when you now said it was more about behavior, I realized that you were coming from the angle of mindset too. And my question to you right now is, how do we change our money behavior? Because someone is watching now who is saying, I'm stuck in this place. How do I change my money behavior? What will you tell such a person? Okay, so are you ready to take on the question?
I can take this question. Do you want to give me all of them at a go, or I should take one after the other?
Take them one after the other, sir.
Okay, great. So yes, how you behave with money will determine the entire nature of your personal finance. It's not the knowledge you have. And I say this because I know people that work in financial institutions, that work in banks, insurance companies, and the likes, that are very careless with how they manage their money. And all they do every day is press numbers, right? People's money. They add it up, balance, credit, debit, but their own life is not balanced. And the reason is because, first off, is that many people do not have a plan for their own life. So they are living other people's plan. For example, you get to your office today and somebody has bought a new phone, an iPhone 15, or maybe a Samsung Galaxy S23. And there's nothing wrong with your own phone, no. But now, because that is the conversation that is ongoing, you now feel like, I need to change my own phone. Now, there was no plan for it that year that you're going to change your phone. You now go and change the phone. Now, that money would have used for something more profitable than buying that phone at that time. But because you did not have a plan, you waste that money. So your behavior is largely dependent on the conversations that you have, the environment that you are in. And this is why I said at the beginning that you have to keep on hearing this thing. However, this does not mean that you will change, because even scripture talks about renewing your mind daily, by the word of God. So if you're in an environment where the peer pressure is on spending on things, I mean, they don't have value, you need to change the environment. Just like they say, evil communication corrupt good manners, it applies to money too. Some of us, we invest because our friends told us to invest here. We buy this bag because our friend told us to buy this bag. So if you are in an environment where people are always spending, you have to leave the environment. Then you have to learn how to live below your means. Stop trying to live like the Kardashians or like the Lekki Slay Queens. You are a lady that earns 200K, but you want to be changing your hair every month. It's not sustainable. So you have to learn how to live within your means, and also disassociate yourself from environments that are gearing towards spending money on things that you do not need. That is because they're going to make you feel less of yourself. Many people will spend on things to feel among. I had a protege that was telling me that his phone, I think it was iPhone 11 at that time, he told me he went to have lunch with some of his friends and all of them stood their phones on the table and his phone could not stand. There is no way I would be in that kind of environment. I can't be with people that what they are comparing is phones standing on the table. The kind of environment I'll find myself are people that are trying to build generational wealth. So things are not what we talk about. We don't talk about things, we don't talk about people, we talk about projects. So changing your environment will go a long way. I'm telling you, it will go a long way. Sometimes you don't even need to learn. You just need to change the environment, because peer pressure is real. Peer pressure can cause you to grow or cause you to decline. There's positive peer pressure and there's negative peer pressure. So if you find yourself in environments where the pressure is negative, quit.
I love your answer. It was so apt, and I love that you mentioned peer pressure, because we have so many of our young adults being under this sort of pressure. They want to belong, they want to impress. So be yourself and live within your means. Thank you so much. And we have a question from Comfortable. She's on the live stream. If you're also on the live stream, do let us know where you're joining us from so we can give you a warm virtual hug. Now, Comfort's question is, please, can you advise us areas we can invest in?
Okay, so this is one question I get asked every now and then, but I always would say that before you start thinking of investing, learn about investing, because many people, even millennials, have lost money in the past because they didn't understand what they were investing in. However, I'll tell you where to start, and you can, make your own research and build on it, or you could come for maybe a one-on-one session. I could guide you on that. So first is, whatever you're investing in has to be legitimate. Avoid get-rich-quick schemes. Things that you make money today and tomorrow you're not sure if you get your money back. Avoid those kind of things. This is not an investor seminar, so I can't go deep into that. But where to invest mutual funds? Every bank, every financial organization that you know has a sister company that invest people's money. First Bank has FBN Quest. GTB Bank has GTCO. Zenith Bank has their own, so walk up to the bank, ask them for how you can get started with investing in mutual funds, or you Google the bank and attach mutual funds, you'll see some mutual funds you can start with. Then you can consider real estate. If you're somebody that's a high income earner, you can consider buying land in instrumental payments. Recently now, you don't need to have a large sum of money to buy land. You can buy instrumentally, right? Maybe over a spread of 6 months or 1 year. Then also you can consider investing in the stock market. This is the market that I know that has made many millionaires and billionaires in dollars. Not Nigeria stock market. Nigeria stock market is good to invest in, but I talk more about the US stock market. So this is a place where, I'm confident about, and I've seen people make money sustainable long term, not make money today and lose it tomorrow. Warren Buffett, that used to be the richest man in the world, made his money in the stock market. He's still among the top 10 richest billionaires in the world. So that is a place where if you are a low income earner or you earn maybe around 200, 300K per month, you can start building your wealth that way. So if you can't buy land yet, you can start there and then accumulate money in the stock market, take it to go and buy land and all of that. Then you can also consider cryptocurrency. Now, I don't recommend cryptocurrency for people that are older than 40 years. You have missed it already because it is a very risky environment, very volatile. So people that are very young, so that in case they lose the money, they still have more years ahead of them to work. I mentioned this year because I know that there's been a lot of excitement in the crypto space recently. A lot of people have been asking me, I want to get involved in crypto, all of that. Now, before you get involved into crypto, learn crypto. Even if you don't remember anything I said today, before you get into crypto, learn it. It's not about using the app to buy. That's not learning it. There are some fundamentals that you need to learn. All right. So before you can start investing in it, and you can invest in other people's business, but also know that that's risky. So if your friend comes to you and say invest in my business, you need to analyze with the person how the person make that profit that is promising you. One thing I've come to discover from experience, even some of my friends, they come with fancy ideas of how they're going to make money if I give them 5 million to invest in their business. By the time I tell them to go and put it on a paper, a business plan, before they even finish writing the business plan, they come back to me and say, but could this thing not go work? I say, I told you. So don't just invest in people's ideas or business because they have told you to give you 100% at the end of the year. Sometimes they don't know what they're saying. They're just excited, right? So before you invest anywhere, ask for the fundamentals. Find out the risks attached because there are low risk opportunities, there are mid risk opportunities, and there are high risks. Before you invest, find out what is the risk involved in these investments, all right? And then you can start from there.
Thank you so much, Ogo, for that comprehensive answer. I am really enjoying this conversation on the money traps to avoid, and you have been very, very explicit with the knowledge today. I know that this is what people pay for. We so much appreciate it. Now, I want to go to a question that, because I have read Kiyosaki's books, Robert Kiyosaki's books, and he's always talking about the fact that you don't have to put your principal into luxuries, that you can invest that principal and whatever you earn from that principal can pay for your luxuries. Can you please explain this to our people? Somebody who is like, I don't understand. What are they talking about as regards that?
So there's something that we say, some of us that are finance educators or evangelists, as I call myself, we say invest your
Ogo seems to be having issues with his network. I'm sure he will join us shortly. Those of us that are on the live stream, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining us. Kevin Okoyo, yes, Kevin Okoyo, thank you for joining us. You said you are joining us from Delta State. We are so glad you could make out the time to join this live stream today. And if you are not yet subscribed to the House of Wisdom YouTube channel, do hit the subscribe button. Like I usually say, it takes less than a second to do that, and then we can have our speaker back in-house. Comfortable says, thanks a lot, because she was satisfied with the answer. And if you've been following this live stream since we started, you will know that primarily Ogo has been talking about okay, EJ, thank you for joining us. You just said thank you, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, because our goal really is to empower people to make their lives count. And we cannot talk about making your life count without money issues. Money issues are important. Thank you so much, EJ. Again, he says, it's budget advice for me. Yeah, he was so explicit on that budget thing. It's not about, I want to make more money. No, it's about budgeting with what you currently have. It matters a lot. Okay, Olubumi Tunde Oyediran, thank you for joining us, and you just said well done. We appreciate you and look forward to having our speaker back on stage. Let me see if I can get him on.
Okay, apologies. This is one thing, we're living in a third world country. Internet can just disappear. So, funny thing, I've now switched from my very reliable internet to the unreliable one, because the reliable one has gone up. So, let's see how it goes. It's crazy. What I was trying to say is that I know that because of social media, right, we tend to want to have some things, some nice things. And because we have learned from social media that those are the things that will make us happy. So we want to buy nice shoe, nice bag, new phone, and all of those things. Now, those things are nice to have, but the principle is that invest first, and then use the dividend or the profit from your investment to buy those things. Recently, I bought myself a Google Pixel 8 Pro, and the money I used to buy that phone was profit from my investment in BNB. BNB is a cryptocurrency. I've been buying BNB since 2021, so it's not today. So over the course of 2 years, it's appreciated to over 200%, and I just took some part of it to buy a phone. Somebody will see my phone now and say, Ogochukwu, you're a big boy. No, I didn't use my income. It's not my income I used to buy that phone. Because I don't even need the phone. I just bought it to help with live videos like this. I record the videos, but it was my profit for my investment. So regardless of how small your income is today, start investing. All those nice bags, nice shoes you want to buy, you will still buy them in the future. It is better to delay. That's what they call delay immediate gratification. I know it's a hard thing to do when working in a corporate organization. It's hard. Peer pressure is real. They'll press your neck to tell you you shouldn't be living here, go and live in Lekki, you shouldn't be driving this car, buy a new car. All of those things. Where I live today, most of my mates spend twice on rent than me. But I choose to stay here, ignoring all the peer pressure, because I want to accumulate as much as I can to invest. And in the next 10 years, I could own my own house. So you see, you need to understand that principle. It's a very key principle. Do not spend your income. Invest your income first, then use the dividend or the profit to buy things. Of course, it's good to buy things for yourself. Like I bought phone for myself, but it should not be your income. It should be the income from your investments or proceeds from your investments.
Thank you so much. I love that you explain that to us, because somebody is benefiting from what you just said. And practically, that is how to build wealth. If you ask me, building wealth is all about investing your money for a return and then reinvesting the return too. Because if you've read this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, I don't know, Ogo, if you've read it before, it hammers reinvesting your money, making your money work for you, basically. Do you want to
speak on that? Okay, so there's something I usually say that you should. Okay, so there's something I usually say about money. So there are two things that we'll need money for. First is to make more money. I know many of us think that we need money.
Do you want to speak to that? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm back. So there are two things we need money for, right? I know most of us think that money is for spending. It's only poor people that think that money is for spending. Almost some rich people think so. I mean, rich people that are earning money today, and they think that money is meant for spending. You can see some of our entertainers, musicians, footballers, some of them are broke today. Even the ones that were star boys, right? The ones that made a lot of money some years ago, today they are broke because what they thought is that money is meant for spending. Money is meant for making more money. When you have made more money with your money, then you can spend. So you see people like Tony Melu and Otedola cruising on private jets and co. They are not using their basic income to fund that lifestyle. It is the money that they have made from their investment. Did you know Tony Melu when he was in his 20s, in his 30s? No, he was working hard. Some of us want to become Tony Melu now in our 30s with a small 500K and 1 million we're earning. No, you cannot. Now is the time to learn how to multiply your money. When that money has now made you more money, then you can fund your lifestyle. That is the goal. That is how it should be. That is what is called financial freedom.
Yes, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that advice. Put your money, do yourself best man in Babylon. A powerful book, and also Robert Kiyosaki's books. Very powerful. Read that part of them. Get these books. Okay, so we've got a question before I let you go. I know you are almost overspending your time. We have a question from Kelvin Akayo. He says, oftentimes we make financial plans in the beginning of the year, but during the line we get discouraged, mostly as a result of the figure earned monthly, as well as some unforeseen expenses that may come up. So what's your advice or encouragement for such individuals?
Okay, so I have an accountability group that I started at the beginning of the year, and our goal was to do a marathon, 90 days marathon. And we set goals, smart goals. We set smart goals, and the plan was to ensure that every day we take some setting actions that will help us to score those goals. But however, I made them to understand that it is not going to be possible to be at your A game every time in the quarter or in the year to pursue your goals. And that is why I'm here to make you accountable. Sometimes you may feel low, sometimes you're distracted, unforeseen circumstances can come. It could even be good and bad. You know, it can be something that will just take you away from your goal a bit. But if you have somebody to remind you, to bring you back. So that's why I said in the beginning that you must write your goals on paper, because it can be easy, it's very easy to get distracted. When there are setbacks, when there are tribulations, you know, you are not supposed to put your hand in your head and say, you don't build. No. If you get on the road and you put Google Map to a particular destination and you take a long turn, Google does not shout that, hey, you have made mistake, careless person, you know, sabi use map. What it does is to try and redirect you. So if in your plan for the year, you are seeing that those goals you had set, you're not going to be able to score them, you need to start seeking for help. If it's related to finance, find somebody that's good at personal finance to talk to. If it's related to your career, find somebody that's good in that area to talk to. If it's your business, find somebody that's good in that area to talk to. Try and get all the help that you can get to move you from where the difficulty is now to somewhere where you find ease, because you can't give up because it's not working. Even in a football match, when it is 5 minutes to go and the opponents are already down by 5-0, they continue playing like they want to win. They don't say that, hey, we are finished. No, they continue playing. Even when they give them 3 minutes extra time, you see everybody's gingering. Goalkeeper will run outside to try and score. Maybe I don't, sometimes I even wonder, this is how they want to score 5 goals in 3 minutes. So you can see it. So thank God we still have about 9 months this year. Even though it looks like you're not going to be able to achieve those goals, set them, run with them. Some of them you achieve, some of them 100%, some maybe 90, some 80, some 70. But if you don't set goals at all, or if you don't pursue them at all, because most of us would like to give up in the forefront of challenges. No. Successful people are people that have gone through series of setbacks. Go and find out from them. There's nobody that become successful on a straight path. There are always challenges. So challenges are normal. This is what I tell people in my accountability group. It is normal. If you wake up every day and there are no challenges to face, it's abnormal. That's just why I see life. It's abnormal. So don't give up. Keep chasing your goals, bro.
Thank you so much for that encouraging answer. EJ says, I agree. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I know it's been worth your while. If you still got questions, please type them so Ogo can quickly attend to them, because he's running out of time right now. He's got other things to do. But if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it with a friend, help someone to help someone, because we all need this help. We need to continually remind ourselves that this year must not end the way 2023 ended. Most of us, we ended 2023 in tears, because we looked back and we are like, what did I now achieve? This is another opportunity to do it. And we are telling you, you can make 2024 count. That is why we started this movement. And we are glad that you are here. And people like Ogo have always agreed to speak to us. We've had series of sessions since January. And there is a playlist for Make 2024 Count webinar series that you can actually stream. The entire playlist is there. And so join us. We've got loads of other conversations coming up. Tomorrow, I've got another conversation on 5 LinkedIn optimization mistakes to avoid. Ogo talked about getting jobs. LinkedIn is a place to get jobs. Now, what are you doing wrong with LinkedIn? Come and listen to an expert, a LinkedIn coach and strategist, Williams Tomide. Talk to us tomorrow, and on we've got loads. I won't lie to you. We even have another conversation next week on how to get high-paying clients and jobs on LinkedIn with another expert, Tonya Vincent. So we got loads of. This is an ongoing movement. Like I told you, we want to get to the end of this year and say, yes, this is the year in which I was able to make the best use of my life. And that is why we have been hosting these conversations, and people like Ogo have been graciously speaking to us for free. No one has charged us a fee. I know Ogo does this for a living. He charges, but he's agreed to do it free. And we are super, super grateful. We are super grateful. Ogo, do you have any last words to say to our audience?
Okay, thank you so much, Yabo, for having me. It's so delightful. I usually excited when I have opportunities like this to share, especially if it's online, so I don't have to move, because logistics can be very funny in Lagos here. But one thing I want to leave with us is that, like I said earlier, personal finance is more of behavior and knowledge. So those things that you've heard today, they're not going to automatically transform your life. However, you have to keep hearing and find yourself in environments that will facilitate this lifestyle change that you want. Because I usually would say saving is a lifestyle. Not saving is also a lifestyle. Investing is a lifestyle. Not investing is a lifestyle. So put yourself in environments that the kind of lifestyle that you're looking forward to is what those people are already exhibiting. It's going to be easy for you, right? Because truth is, peer pressure is something we just have to live by. You can't do away with it. So if you in an environment with the peers that will pressure you to save, you would save, right? If you're in an environment with peers that they want to buy new hair, new bag, you would have to do that so that you can fit in. It's just a social construct. So find your own social construct and abide with it. Thanks for listening.
And do have a lovely, lovely day. We appreciate you in House of Wisdom, and we say, may your path continue to shine brighter and brighter onto the perfect day. And I hope we are not going to be Oliver Twist if we ask you to come again for another session, because there's something you mentioned that I didn't go into, and that is investing in the stock exchanges abroad. I would look forward to another time on delving into these investment vehicles. I thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us and spending time with us. Thank you, and warm regards to your family.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for those of us that have been with us since we started this. Like I said, this is a movement. Make 2024 count. Make your life count. And we got loads of conversations. There's even one on overcoming depression for those of us that are facing that, because these times are times when people are sinking into depression because of issues of life. We got another conversation on that coming up shortly. And so subscribe to this channel. Don't leave without subscribing, so that you will be notified each time we have a new video and each time we have a new live stream. Make your life count. You can do it. Get up and make your life count. Don't allow time to go by just like that. Don't say God will do it. God will not do what you can do. Take up the mantle. Do something with your life. And do join me tomorrow for the 5 LinkedIn optimization mistakes to avoid with Williams Tomide Shodunke. He's a LinkedIn coach and strategist, and he's gonna empower us based on his experience and also his knowledge. He charges to do this, but he has agreed to speak to us free. Thank you so much, Olubumi Tunde Oyediran. You said I will get a replay. Please watch it as many times as you can, so it will sink in. Thank you, EJ, for joining. You said bye and thanks. We are glad you could make it, because you could have been anywhere else this afternoon, but you decided to join us, and it means a lot to us. Thank you so much. Even for those of us that are going to watch the replay, I want you to know that we love you in House of Wisdom, and we want you to make the best of your life this year. And that is why we are running this Make 2024 Count webinar series. Like the video, share it with as many people as need this knowledge of financial freedom. Make a comment too, and watch the replay as many times as you can, because like I usually end, we are going to make 2024 count, and our lives are going to count this year and beyond. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Do have a fantastic day. Bye-bye, everyone. And this has been a production of House of Wisdom. By the way, House of Wisdom is a ministry that is dedicated to mentoring young adults for life and destiny. When we talk about young adults, we are talking about the millennials, we are talking about the Gen Zs, we are talking about the Gen Alphas. And we are the ministry that God has called to mentor them based on our experience. The glory of God, I got 20 years experience in business, over 20 years experience in business, and over 20 years experience in marriage. And these are things that young adults need to know. And that is why we do all that we do. And so don't go without subscribing. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. We want you to be a part of this community, because we are all going somewhere. And like Ogo said, he said your environment matters. This is an environment in which you can thrive, because we are all running after a goal. Run with the vision that God has given you for your life, instead of listening to what people are saying around you, and put yourself in place where you can be inspired, where you can be motivated, not people who will bring you down, people who will encourage you to go up. And this is the community to belong to. God bless you. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.